Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you've never been here, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah and this is the Giraffe's Life. This is going to be part 3 of my hashtag going to uni series, and this time I will be doing a little bit of Q&A and talking about my own university experience. So I have a list of questions that I'm going to answer, and let's do this. Number 1 is, where and what did I study at university? So I'm from Sweden and I have studied my entire life in different English schools. So I figured when I go to university I want to continue studying in English, so I opted out of studying in Sweden and chose to go to the UK. The thing I wanted to study was film and television production, and I had a hard time finding the perfect university for me that balanced both theoretical modules as well as practical modules. Eventually I found 3 universities that I applied for, which was Edinburgh University, Northumbria University, and then last but not least Aberystwyth University in Wales. The third one is where I was accepted and where I chose to go. So Aberystwyth University is a university on the west coast of Wales. It's a tiny little town and it's quite a big university considering how small the town is. It's got so many different departments and there's quite a lot to do even though the town is very small. I will talk about what you can do in Aberystwyth later in this video, so keep watching. The second question is why I chose to study at Aberystwyth University, and the answer to that is that the other 2 universities required a portfolio with productions of films or script writing, and I didn't really have a portfolio and I didn't have time, considering I had high school work to do as well, so I didn't have time to complete a portfolio to submit, and Aberystwyth was the only one that I had applied to that didn't require a portfolio, so I kind of chose that automatically. So I did a full-time film and TV studies degree, which is a Bachelor's of Art, and I graduated with a 2-1 honours. I'm quite proud of that, but I know that if I studied harder in second year I would have graduated with the first. Number 3 is my favourite thing about the university, and I think it's the whole community that Aberystwyth University creates, considering it's such a small town and everyone who lives in the town are pretty much uni students, so it's got a perfect nightlife. There's always things going on and it's so nice having all your friends really close and everything's walking distance. The furthest I had to class was a 15-minute walk and it was not that bad. The fourth question is my least favourite thing about the university, and I think it is my department, especially because I thought that the theoretical modules were so good and I learned so much, but the production modules, especially the fiction film as it was called, it wasn't very educational and they didn't really teach us anything. It wasn't hands-on teaching, it was more us being given cameras and a theme and going out filming a 3-minute film each week. The TV production side, which was like a studio production, that was so hands-on teaching. We learned so much about how a live studio works, and that is also where I got my best grades because I was taught something instead of trying to figure it out on my own. So that is the only thing, and it's very specific to my department. That wasn't really what I had signed up for, so I was kind of disappointed with that. Number 5 is, where did I live and did I know my flatmates before? No, I did not know who I was going to be living with for first year until I literally moved in, and I was one of the first people to move into my flat because I got there really early in the morning, and it was quite nerve-wracking. Like everyone tells you, like I was on the student room on every forum and watching YouTube videos trying to figure out how to like go to university, and everyone just said keep your door like to your room open and then people will walk past and you'll be able to say hi, and that was probably the most awkward thing I did because I kept my door open and I had my laptop there and I was all alone because I didn't have my family come and help me, and all my flatmates had their families and I was like hello, and they just like walked past with their stuff, so it was kind of awkward. The student halls I lived in Aberystwyth were called Court Mauer and they're up on campus. I had the non-ensuite, so I had a shared shower, shared toilet, shared kitchen, and it's self-serving, so you have to cook your own food, and I thought that was really good. I will insert a picture of my flat, a couple of pictures I took during first year, and it was such a good flat. It had a really big kitchen with sofas and like a breakfast bar and 2 stoves and 2 fridges, so we had a lot of space. The room was quite big as well, considering some of the rooms I've seen. My friend lived in a hall called Rosser and it was ensuite, so she had kind of the same size of room I had. She also had a bathroom in her room, so it made it smaller and she didn't have as much space. In second and third year we moved into town and we lived in the same house for both years because we really feel like moving for third year, and our house was pretty much perfect that we knew we wouldn't be able to find a better house. So if you ever go to Aberystwyth or you want to think about going to Aberystwyth, then I lived literally at the bottom of Penglace Hill, and it was opposite West Coast Tattoo, so it was really close to uni. It was like a 10-minute walk up the hill, and it was like a 4-minute walk into town. Question number 6 is something I touched on in my first university video, I believe, when I gave the tip to join societies and sports clubs because you meet so many people there. I got a question, what sports clubs and societies did I join? And I joined 3 societies over my entire time there, and then I also joined a handball team, but it wasn't a university team, it was just like the town's handball team. As I said in my first video, I didn't join any societies until second year when I joined the Aberystwyth Student Media one, and I also joined the Erasmus Society. In the Student Media Society I met some of my best friends, and we just happened to be in the same course but we never really talked. It was pretty much the best thing I could have done was join that society. I didn't do that much work with him. I wrote a couple of articles, I filmed a little bit like the student elections and a rave party. The second society I joined was the Erasmus Society, and that's really for exchange students coming from Europe going to study like a year abroad, or the people who are studying languages and are moving abroad to Europe for a year abroad. So I kind of joined that because I was a European student and I just wanted to join a society, and they seemed to have a lot of fun, which they did. We had some great socials and outings, and it was just so much fun being in that society. And for third year I was elected social secretary, which is the person who plans all the events and the nights out and the trips away and stuff like that. It was really fun and I really got to become like a part of the society. In third year, me and my friends from my department created Aberystwyth Film Society because we really wanted hoodies and we wanted our own logo, so we just created a society that was aimed to like talk about film and watch film and discuss film, but all we did was really just drink a lot of alcohol. And it was so much fun because we just got to hang out for third year with all the people from our course, so that was really, really good. Number 7 is what is there to do in Aberystwyth? So Aberystwyth is a very small town. There's like barely any shops, so there's not a lot, but there is a beautiful beach. There's actually 2 beaches, and there's a beautiful promenade, and there's the sunsets and the starlings, and there's the pier with amusements and a nightclub and a bar, as well as a restaurant, so it's quite a big pier. Number 8 is nightlife. There are 2 clubs, one called Peer Pressure that's on the pier, and they play like Taylor Swift, One Direction, Wham, ABBA. It's just fun songs that you can sing along to. And then there's another club called Yoko's, or Why Not. Everyone calls it Yoko's, but it's called Why Not, and I have no idea why. I think it was called Yoko's like a long time ago and it just kind of stuck. And they have a very sticky floor, very cheap drinks, cheap entry, and so it's a very weird place, and they play, in my opinion, terrible music, so I didn't really enjoy it that much. I preferred going to Peer Pressure, but Peer Pressure closed early, so you went from Peer Pressure to Yoko's, and then you went to get a kebab, and then you went home. The first and second week, so Freshers Week and then the week after, everyone pretty much spends time in the union. They put on some really, really great events, but then as the term goes on, people stop going to the union, and once we went there for a party and we were literally the only people there. But the union does really good like Six Nations and football and Olympics nights, and they play them all the time, and they also do Eurovision, and Eurovision is probably one of the best nights there. Also the beer cellar, so you can drink like the 1 litre beers. So if you go to Aberystwyth University, definitely get tickets to beer cellar and definitely go watch the Eurovision in the union. My final question is, do I recommend Aberystwyth University? And I would say yes, because I had such an amazing time, and most of the people who I went to university with, they really enjoyed Aberystwyth, especially the town. Like, everyone misses living in Aberystwyth. It's a very safe town. It's so safe. I used to walk home all on my own, like in the middle of the night, drunk, and I felt really safe. I've never felt so safe as when I was in Aberystwyth. And it's just a beautiful town, and there are things to do. Even though it's small, there are things to do. It's such a safe and nice environment that I would definitely recommend moving to Aberystwyth, and the university is quite good as well. Like, it does have all the facilities you want, and it's got the National Library, so it's literally got every book in the world. So you have all the resources and everything you'll need. I would definitely recommend Aberystwyth University. So that was all the questions I had, and I hope you got a little bit more understanding of my university experience, what I studied, where I went, and all about Aberystwyth University and Aberystwyth as a town. So if you have any other questions regarding university, starting university, or Aberystwyth, or how I even applied for university, then ask questions below or ask me on Twitter. I'm the Giraffes Life, and you can go follow me there. If you're going into university, I really hope that you enjoy your time there, and if you're continuing in second, third, fourth year, or you're studying university again like I am, then I hope you continue to enjoy it and work hard, party hard, and have so much fun. That is all for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. I hope to see your continued support, and I will see you next time. Stay safe out there. Bye!